We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support here after a big drop today. And in today's volatility at 2:05 p.m., our SPY bot sent out a bear indicator. From that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision. And put options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us and receive this clarity and edge that you deserve by joining. Once again, the link is down below in the description, and becoming part of a community of investors using these resources to maximize whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, holding up here above the 285 area, fighting to get back towards 587. And we're going to break it all down in today's video. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. The home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from our Tesla bot. Our Tesla bot presented opportunities in both directions. But at 12:20 a.m., it sent out a bear indicator. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision. And put options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us. And as you see it popping up there within the charts, you could see the bear indicator and bull indicator of the day, the move that happened. And here you see the notifications coming in live within our Discord. Let's jump into these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from bright green bars to white with red borders. If this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we have the S&P 500 index, the SPY stock back under a bear indicator here on the 30-minute chart. Now, one had popped up here near 606. A bull indicator canceled it today in the pre-market at 604. And now it's being dominated by a bear indicator that has taken this through several support levels based off the history of the chart, and one of the biggest drops that we've seen on the SPY in quite some time. And that bear indicator popped up here near 605.60, and this is based off of the 30-minute chart. Now, when we go ahead and zoom out on the 30-minute chart, we came back down to previous support levels and slowed down there where things dropped in a 2-day drop of a bear indicator dominating back on November 14th at 597 down towards 584, 585 area into November 15th before coming back up and retesting the highs up here of 600 and finally breaking through it and hitting all-time highs up here near 608 to almost 609. Now, in one single day. All of that dropped after the news that came out. Now, what are your thoughts down below? I would love to see it in the comment section about the news today. Is this an overreaction? Is inflation going to continue being hot? And are we possibly going into the fears of a possible recession in the next year or two? A lot of people are speculating on these things. The Federal Reserve is hinting pressure with interest rates. Even though they're dropping them, they still are stating there's pressure here with inflation and to get back to that target level, quote unquote, of 2%. And it will be a huge accomplishment if we can get to 2.5% in 2025 based off of Jay Powell's remarks. Now, my personal opinion, I could be completely wrong, that there may be an acceleration of inflation baking in here into the end of the year and spending, or if it doesn't show up now in the near term, in the long term, with some tariffs or anything of policies changing, it could aggressively start to change things here, and inflation can continue to spiral and get out of control, or it's going to be much harder to tame, like Jay Powell is stating, right, quote unquote. But also there needs to be things moving within markets and within prices and within the economy to even reflect that. Right now, things are looking smooth. If those tariffs are done, which will then also affect other parts of the economy in a positive way, it could have some impact on inflation. But hopefully, with disinflation being a very aggressive thing too, with technology and all these inflationary things slightly going up, and the tariffs and, other items in the economy going up in prices, hopefully disinflationary pressures with technology, it all balances out, right? And that seems pretty smart overall. But in the short term, what are the repercussions, or how is it going to reflect into the economy and even the numbers? So there's a lot of variables coming up in the next few months and year, and even in the next 2 years. And that's what the Fed was talking about a little bit with those variables and what they're seeing based off the data. And they're still lowering interest rates while all of this is going on. Some people are not looking at it as a positive thing because the lower rates go, and then they're stating that inflation is looking hot. Any second, there could be another rate hike, or why are they actually trying to lower rates so fast? That also can mean and signal a possible warning that something may break. And that's those variables that are going on here. And that's the reflection of all of this right here, right? Now, for us to be able to look at this from the bigger picture, right, we need to zoom out. This is what happened today based off the 30-minute. This could give you an idea of what may be dominating with this bear indicator for the next few days or even a week or so. But you have to go out towards the 1-day chart. And this is the first bear indicator that pops up since back here at the 572 area on 42 vision. And we last got one on October 31st. And it only lasted for a few days. Now, this is one of the biggest drops that we've seen since way back here in July. And what happened in July? We had Fed meetings as well, and statements being shared by the Federal Reserve and Jay Powell. And that bear indicator back here lasted for almost a month and a half. That was the longest lasting this year alone in 2024. Now, if you look at it, bull indicators have lasted back to back for a month or two at a time, and even up to 3 months. This one lasted here from November till now the middle of December. The question mark is this the beginning of a bigger drop? Or is it just going to be a little blimp like back on November, or even the one back here on April? Now, there needs to be a key focus here on supports and resistance, and we cannot ignore that because these levels are crucial. And the first level going into this in the bigger picture I would not ignore is 584, guys. 584 is crucial. There could be back and forth here. The next level that is important to the upside beyond 587, 589, it's going to be 600. We're going to look at the upside in just a moment. But the longer this bear indicator actually dominates over this chart, any move to the upside can quickly become nothing and rejected. And it's not significant enough because it's not justified. There's nothing pushing it or going ahead and justifying the move. Like once a bull indicator pops up and no bear indicator pops up on a pullback, you watch for support or going back into a retest of resistance levels, and this is the continuation of trend, and this was not that relevant. No bear indicator in the bigger picture, maybe a little bit of volatility on the lower time frames, but this bull indicator continued to hold true. Now, we're on the opposite side of things. There's a bear indicator, and any move to the upside is not justified until this bear indicator gets canceled. And especially coming down really close to this support of 584, and that's something to not ignore. If that gets broken through, then it comes down towards the 580 to 576 levels. That's what I'll be watching in the tight range. Now, when we zoom out even further, right, and we look at this from the 1 week, there's been a bull indicator dominating over this chart since August. That's been the trend. That's been the strength here on 42 Vision. Bright green bars show us the trend and strength, and then the red bars and the white with red borders tend to be dip areas, right? And these bull indicators have been strong most of the time. Bear indicators get canceled out really fast, but in the bigger picture, bull indicators dominate, right? There's been one dominating since November of 2023. It got canceled in August, and quickly through that volatility and chop, a bull indicator popped up again, found support 3 times at 539, 538 level, and it continued strong up to this point. Now, this is one of the sharpest drops, and this is one of our biggest transitions here from bright green to bright green with red borders, and this could be the beginning of a bigger transition downwards. And this is why support levels will be crucial, and it'll be something to not ignore. Now, this bear indicator got canceled really fast. Even though it hit a red bar, it got canceled, but that was the biggest drop that we saw on the pull down from 545 down towards 510 and quickly rebounded in that volatility. Now, that's what we need to look for here if this continues, and how strong could that bear indicator be when it comes, if it even comes. And that's why support levels are crucial. And one of the biggest ones down here in the lower end of things in the bigger picture is 569, 570. But we're nowhere near that right now. And that's not even the supports that we're watching, right? We mentioned the previous ones, and that's up here near 584, 580, 576 to 578. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial here. If we zoom into the 4 hour for this white with red borders overextension to start reversing back up, cancel that bear indicator in the lower time frames as well, get bull indicators, and come back up to 590, 595, and 600 will be crucial. Until we hit 600, there's no other resistance to talk about, and there's nothing else to watch. And then we need the larger time frames, like the 1 day and the 1 hour, with the lower time frames of the 1 hour and the 1 day, to be reversing simultaneously, right? We don't want the 1 hour showing a bear indicator and then the 1 day showing a bull indicator. We want them to be moving with strength together, the 4 hour, and then the 1 week to continue to hold strong. So those are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. This is definitely a level to not ignore. Could this be the beginning of a correction or crash? I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below. We're far from it still. There's no confirmation just yet in bigger picture, but the 1 day is just beginning with a bull indicator getting canceled with a bear indicator. They haven't lasted in the previous drops for too long, but this is something to start watching. What about that Santa Claus rally, right? That's the question mark that everybody wants to know. And this is why this is something to not ignore, because we're going into the end of the year with weakness. Will it continue? As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.